Yeah, it was great. Showed a lot of fight today. You know, all of us were pretty upset with the result. We all feel there was something in that game for us. So we're gonna take all look at the game and take we had a lot of positives, and we're gonna we learned a lot about them, and we're gonna take it for the next match coming up in Azteca.
Charlie O'Connor.
Thanks. Hey Ash, just for you personally, obviously your first game with this club. Just how did you feel that you kind of fit in, especially with a few of these other newcomers? How did it kind of go for you out there?
Yeah, I felt great. Nothing better than start a home game in Champions League play. It felt great to be in front of my family, my loved ones, and the Forge fans. And put the jersey on and be out there with my teammates. It was great. It's been just under a month, around a month time just for preparation for this match, and it shows what we put in, and there was a valiant effort for us, and there's a lot left on the table for us to grab.
Harris.
Thank you very much, Darnell Harris, Northern Tribune. So, of course, you've played in the Azteca before, and no one else on the team has. So going down to Azteca, I guess, what are you both thinking about, but also what advice might you be giving your team in terms of what to expect next week?
Yeah, definitely. We're about to play on one of the most beautiful pitches, in the world, and there's no better opportunity for myself and the entire club and all my teammates to go out there and express ourselves, and you know, no need to play with fear, no need to play with hesitation, anything that we could play free and play our style of football, especially in such a beautiful pitch. There's no better opportunity than to play forward football on that pitch. And like I said, there we felt like we left some on the table still from this match that's past, and we're really excited and ready to get going and get over there to Azteca and you know put up a fight.
Okay, last question with Sergio Venegas.
Hi, thank you very much. This is Sergio Venegas from Mexico City, Deportes.com. First of all, congratulations. Maybe not is the best result you expected, but you put in a lot of effort to getting just one goal. And what is are your expectations for the next game? According that the weather is going to be changed, maybe Cruz Azul have the advantage via as a local team, and you have nothing to lose, and you are the team that could be taking off the great team from Cruz Azul. And I wish you the best luck.
Thanks. Yeah. Again, we're gonna go into this match. Really, we're actually very excited. I feel like I said before. We left a lot on the table there. A couple of chances go our way. That first half, it's a different score. And again, we get to play in one of the most beautiful stadiums in the world. And as I said before, we're really excited to get going and you know get a result.
Thank you very much. Now we'd like to invite the coach for review.
Thank you.
Recording stopped.
Yeah, massively proud of the team. That's the one thing I just talked about with them in the dressing room. I usually say a few words after, but heads up high. We walked out of this game and our our disappointment is we've matched our opponents. We've played good football on, short preparation time, and playing against a massive club in Cruz Azul. And I think when you look at the game, it was pretty even all around. It's unfortunate to give up that goal. But massively, just proud of the guys, and at the same point disappointed we didn't come out with a result tonight.
Hey Bobby, it's Michael McCall here from AFTN. You went toe to toe with a Mexican powerhouse tonight, and I know you're disappointed with the result. At the very worst, you wanted to make sure that you were still in the second leg, and you've certainly done that. Your team in the past has shown that you can go to these places and get results and get goals. What are you expecting in this second leg?
Yeah, we're expecting to go down there and try and turn this leg. It doesn't matter to me if it's Cruz Azul, Olympia, or anybody who we've played in the past. We're going to go down there and devise a game plan to try and flip this around and keep ourselves moving in the competition. It's one thing we talked about. We're not just happy to be here, and I think that's something that the guys showed on the pitch tonight. I thought their work rate, their effort was excellent. The football wasn't the best at times. I think even for both teams, the conditions made it different, which changed tactics a little bit more and pressure points with the wind and different things like that. But we'll look at the next few days. We'll look at the film from this game, and now we know each other a little bit better as teams, both sides, and we'll make that tactical game plan that will allow us to go down to the Azteca and do what we need to do.
Sergio Venegas.
Thank you very much. This is Sergio Venegas from Mexico City for Deportes.com. Coach, congratulations for the result. I know it's not the best possible, but you say in the press conference before, like your team just has 1 year and months just getting into the Concacaf Champions League competitions. So now you think this is what you expect from Cruz Azul, the way that they performed tonight against you, because you put in a lot of effort to they score against you, and I wish you the best luck for the next game. Thank you very much, Coach.
Yeah, Cruz Azul definitely has a lot of pedigree in their team. You see that they've made a few changes in the group tonight, but also a lot of those players coming on in the second half. But it's a team that's very well organized. They know what they want. They know how to step on the field, and they press situations very well. So they also made it difficult for us to really be on the ball in certain moments that we wanted to. But I think we also made the game uncomfortable for them. So I think that's one thing that both teams did very well. They made the game a little bit uncomfortable for each other in a lot of phases of the game. And I think then if you see that a goal is going to be scored in a game like this, it's maybe going to come from a single moment, from a set piece or something like that. And that's how this one has been decided. So we look at those finer little points. Yeah, of course we respect Cruz Azul, but now we know what we need to do. We have to come down to Mexico City and in the Azteca and win that match and keep ourselves moving in this competition.
Andrew.
Hey, Bobby. Just question for me is, obviously you got a chance tonight to go out there with 10 Canadians in the starting lineup, a team that, started playing in 2019. How big is it to have a moment like this where you're taking on a giant of Mexico at your home pitch and, inspiring maybe people around the nation?
Yeah, if you look at the moment itself, I think it's massive. You take away all the tactics, the game, our feelings right now after, and you peel back and you think about it. I think it's absolutely excellent. For our club and what we've been doing in CONCACAF competitions over these last 3 years. This being the 4th year and the 17th game we've played. I think we keep on increasing the standard, and it just shows the trend of where Canadian soccer is going. I said this earlier in the week. It's not only with players. And we're seeing players moving off to different levels around the world and being very important players in top leagues. Our national team topping the CONCACAF region and on their way to the World Cup. And I think that's also us playing our small part from being a team in the Canadian Premier League and showing that we belong, because that's the most important thing. There's a lot of good Canadian players. We see it in our national team. We see it across the world, but even in this league and in this club. The talent is immense in this country. It's the platforms that are needed. And every time you compete in games like this, you keep on stepping up a level. And I think we've seen that in the field tonight. And you look at two examples of two center backs on the pitch, and Dom Samuel, especially, who's been an absolute rock for us over these 3 years and going into the 4th year. And I think, if Dom Samuel's playing in Liga MX, it's a normal thing. After you've watched the performance of today and you watch the performance of the last 3 years. This is a rock of a center back in the CPL and in all of CONCACAF competitions. And the same goes for Garvin Matusula, who I thought was excellent again today. This is a player who, over a year ago was a youth sport player. And here he is playing, and next week he'll be at the Azteca. And this is what we're going to continue doing as Forge. This is what we'll continue doing with teams in the CPL, because this year it's Forge. This summer it'll be Pacific playing in the CONCACAF League, and in the future it'll be other clubs. I hope so long as I'm at Forge, it continues to be us. I thoroughly enjoy every part of this, but that's the reality of the growth we have in the Canadian game.
Okay, 2 more questions. Daniel Harris, finish with Brandon. Daniel, go ahead.
Thank you. You spoke about the Concacaf League, and of course, last year you had applause from Honduras when you finished your game against Managua. Could you speak about the value of that journey and that experience leading to your team's ability to handle the moment so well this evening?
I think we've shown that from the beginning. Even last year we're one step closer to Champions League, and this year we've done that. But you get stronger by playing in these competitions. It gets you out of your comfort zone in a lot of aspects. Just playing away in a lot of the venues and everything that's just a little bit different than being here at home. And last year we had that with playing two legs in El Salvador and then traveling to Panama, Costa Rica, and ultimately in Honduras. And when you leave Tegucigalpa to a standing ovation, I don't think there's many teams that have had that, and we can check that on Google or whatever search engine you may like. But I think that keeps on growing the confidence in the group. And that's one thing we've always talked about. I'm sure a lot of people saw the draw with Forge and Cruz Azul and probably predicted a lot of scores, but I can tell you at no point that I ever talked to the team or did we ever have a discussion in the dressing room about us being happy to be here. And I think when you set the tone that way, it's the same way we talk right now after the game. It's okay, we know what we have to do next week in Mexico City. It's the only way you move forward. Mentality is everything. Everybody can kick a ball, everybody can move a ball, but we have to have a strong mentality about how we go into situations. And the one thing I've always known is, as Canadian players, we can dominate in places like Central America and different places like that, where we didn't in the past. And that's the trend and the shift that's been in Canadian soccer. Now, okay, next week is a massive challenge, but it's a challenge that we have to be up to.
And then Q.
Hi, Bobby. Just a quick question from me tonight is, I know I asked you in the pre-match run-up about some of the guys that you've brought in, likes of Noah Jensen, likes of Chris Colongo. In a similar vein tonight, you gave a number of players their Forge debuts on the continental stage, Kwasi Poku for one, Cale Lowry coming on at the end there. Just what does it mean to the club and to Sigma even just to bring some of these guys on for their professional debuts in this environment?
Yeah, I think it's always important, when a player's training well, a player's showing good qualities. A player tactically makes sense in certain situations. Through their work ethic, they show it, and that's the one thing I talk to about the players. Their work ethic in training and attention to the details that we're asking is going to give you your spot on the weekend or in this game. And for me, it's you look at a player like Kwasi Poku today. It's his first game as a professional player. The kid's been excellent in training. He's shown his qualities, and so it doesn't matter if you're playing Cruz Azul or a team in the CPL. If you've earned your spot, you earn your spot, and that's something that these guys understand in the dressing room with me throughout my years. That's one thing I always want to make sure that new players understand. And yeah, we need to see younger players coming through the system. There's no doubt, and players need to keep on developing. When we started this league. Or this team 4 years ago, the likes of Dom Samuel were an excellent player, and today he's another level of a player. And that's also one thing we talk about the younger guys, but some of these guys like Dom Samuel, I just use him as an example, who's now pushing on to 27, 28 years old. This is a player who continues to develop and get better. And that's the importance of what we're doing here in Canadian soccer, across the board, not just the young guys, not just, okay, it's great to have some of the veterans in here, but we've pushed the depth of players and quality players in the mid-ranges of players between 22 and 28. And I think that's very important. And yeah, going back to it, the young guys, when they're good enough, they play. That's as simple as it is. Whether you're young, you're old, it doesn't matter. When you're good enough, you're old enough.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you to all media members. The video will be available on the Concacaf next year.
Thank you, everyone.
Recording stopped.